Everyone, it's Bladen. I figured that while I'm doing my Let's Play of Don't Starve Together, I'd also try my hand at making some guides for some of the game's boss fights, because I think they're a lot of fun, but also quite scary, especially if you're underprepared. And hopefully from this I can show all you Terraria fans that DSD has a pretty special roster of bosses itself. In any case, our first guide will feature the jolly red man himself, Klaus. Klaus is actually one of this game's raid bosses, which means this fight is intended for multiple people to do, but it is entirely soloable if you're skilled. Funny enough, the newly added scrapbook shows Klaus as only having 10,000 health, where in reality he actually has 15,000 due to him being revived for a second phase. That's still quite a lot of health compared to other giants like Deerclops and his 4,000 health. Klaus can only be encountered during the winter season, of course, but requires a bit of exploration in order to find him. After the season starts, in either the deciduous forest or the mosaic biome, you will encounter this big white bag called the loot stash. This loot stash requires a key to get open, which you must obtain from the no-eyed deer. During winter, these guys will grow key-shaped antlers, which you can nab from them if you can get them to run into a tree or two. Attempting to pick the bag's lock with this key will fail, but will get the attention of Klaus, who holds the real key. He won't give it up so easily, though. Before going into this fight, I recommend the standard fare of armor like football helmets, healing foods like pierogies, and a walking cane for the mobility to take him on like any other boss. Of course, for damage, a fresh handbat works great, so keep those materials handy to make one before you start. However, winter will still continue to be winter, so you'll want to pack a thermal stone and a campfire to keep yourself warm during the long encounter. If you choose to make a fire pit like myself, Klaus is capable of destroying it by simply walking into it, so definitely keep some planks and a spare campfire ready to go. Klaus himself will attack with quick swipes, which are fairly easy to kite on their own, but the real kicker comes from the two deer that accompany him. He will channel these gem-infused deer to cast ice and fire nova spells under your feet, and while the attack itself doesn't deal damage, the quick frostbite and overheating will begin to drain your health rapidly, so I would advise staying out of these too. Interestingly, the fire nova won't even cast if you're far enough away from him, which makes it a lot easier to avoid than the ice one. When you go into attack, you'll want to stay away from his deer, as they'll attack you if you get too close, so be sure to keep yourself centered directly in front of Klaus. When he reaches 10,000 health, he will summon two Crampi to attack you. These guys are pretty tough to kite, so bring a pan flute with you to dispatch them mano-a-mano. Also, don't even think about killing the deer. Seriously, you will not like what happens if you choose to kill the deer. Trust me. With all that said, enjoy the fight! Klaus reaches 5,000 health, he will enter his second phase. His chains will break and reveal a giant mouth in his stomach, which makes him way more dangerous. Klaus will now mix both stationary and leaping chomp attacks into his kit, which makes kiting him a lot more unpredictable. He can also combo his leaping attack into a swiping attack if it connects, so make sure you stay on your toes in this final stretch. Upon Klaus's defeat, he will drop his figure sketch and the stag antler, the real key for the loot stash. His deer will also become free from their chains and drop their red and blue gems for you in the process. Inside of the loot stash, you will find 4 bundled gifts, which can contain all kinds of random goodies for you. I won't go into everything that can drop from these in this video, so check out the wiki page online for a list of what you can get from these. Overall, Klaus is one of my favorite fights in this game, and honestly one of the best fights in any sandbox survival game I've played, and I would definitely recommend taking him on every winter if you have the chance to. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. I have more of these planned for other Don't Starve Together bosses, so stay tuned for those as well, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.